Hi, today we're gonna talk about the legalization of prostitution. So my name is Sandrine and I'm for the legalization of prostitution.
My name is Ariane and I'm for it.
My name is Philippe and I'm against the prostitution.
My name is Angeli and I'm against the legalization of prostitution.
So to begin, let's start with my first argument. Prostitution is a very serious problem. Every year, people try to find solutions to the many problems brought by prostitution. Indeed, the prostitutes have serious health problems and they suffer physical violence and contract STIs. By legalizing prostitution, I believe that many problems could decrease. Indeed, it is impossible that one day prostitution no longer exists. One of the problems that legalizing prostitution will decrease is violence against prostitutes. Indeed, there will be less violence against them because they will be more controlled. In addition, since prostitution is criminalized, it must offer sexual service to be exercised out of sight to reduce the risk of police detection, thereby pushing the market in the street and isolated area. The risk of physical violence and rape are increased. This is what led to the phenomenon of ghettoization of neighborhoods. Legalization is a tool of our economic system to regulate the activity, to optimize safety in the transaction process, and to create a proper legal environment that protects the economic agent.
For the violence, I think that prostitutes will still be abused because U.S. women in prostitution made a study and they reported that 47% of women stated that men expected sex without a condom. 73% of women reported that men offered to pay more to have sex without a condom. And 45% of women said that they were abused if they insisted that men use condoms. It does not protect them from AIDS and STDs. My first argument is that legalization of prostitution is supposed to get prostitute women off the street, but it increases street prostitution. Women don't want undergo health checks because they are scared to be controlled by the new sex businessmen. In the Netherlands, it makes women more vulnerable to abuse because they must register and lose anonymity. The majority of women in prostitution still choose to operate illegally and underground.
My first argument is we could create an institution to protect the prostitute. Following the creation of legal establishment for prostitution, we could create an international system to record customers' details and be aware of their story.
My first argument against legalization of prostitution is that prostitution is inconsistent with our values today. We have to know that in countries that allow prostitution, we can distinguish two different situations. First, there are countries where prostitution is legal only because there is no specific law on prohibit the act, and there are countries where prostitution is legal and regulated. For the countries that don't have laws on prostitution, it is often a small country in development, so I think this is understandable for them because they have many other things to deal with. On the other side, for Western country like Germany or Netherlands, this is two countries where prostitution is legal and regulated. I think this is unacceptable. Women's rights and their importance have become so large in our society that I don't understand why anyone will belittle them at this level. This is against our values of today.
So Phil, to refute your argument, I will invite you to listen my second argument.
Okay.
Some people may not believe in the positive impact that legalizing prostitution will bring. To convince these people, we could look at the case of Sweden, where prostitution is legal. More and more voice to advocate the adoption of the Swedish model, which criminalizes only pimps and customers, not prostitutes. It entered into force at the beginning of the 90s, in a country where prostitution was criminalized 20 years ago. Nothing at the same that the situation at worsened prostitute, the Swedish government submitted a bill that, while penalizing clients, was accompanied by social protection measures and programs for prostitutes offering the opportunity to move toward other types of employment. The law also allows them to terminate at any time and require customers to be protected by the police. Here are some results of the legalization of prostitution in Sweden. First, street prostitution halved. 2. 70% of the population now satisfied with the law. 3. Traffickers are no longer interested in Swedish markets. This proves that play on demand allows first fight against trafficking.
Sandrine, when we talk about the institution to protect the prostitute, the Coalition Against Trafficking in Women International has conducted 2 major studies on sex trafficking and prostitution. Women indicated that prostitution establishments did little to protect them, regardless of or whether they were in legal or illegal. One woman even said, the only time they protect anyone is to protect the customers. My second argument is that legalization of prostitution increases the demand of prostitution. It boosts the motivation of men to buy women for sex. It sends the message that women are sexual commodities and that prostitution is harmless fun. As men have excess of sexual services that are offered to them, women must compete to provide services by engaging in anal sex, sex without condom, bondage and domination, and more. Women's reproductive capacities are sellable products. Would you like to be treated like an object? I don't think so. A Melbourne brothel owner stated that the client base was well-educated professional men who visit during the day and then go home to see the family. So during the day, the man go to the prostitute, and after he go home, see his wife and his children.
My second argument is today the sex trade is one of the most enormous and most lucrative industry in the world. It includes street prostitution, striptease club, and erotic telephone line. This is an industry that generates billions of dollars. And it's partly lawful but often run by criminal organizations. If we make it legal, it will reduce the illegal traffic of prostitution.
I think that legalization of prostitution promotes the sex trafficking. To refute you, Ariane. By example, in Netherlands, where prostitution is legalized, people thought that legalization will help the exploitation of desperate immigrant women, but 80% of these women are trafficked for other countries. In January 2002, it was decriminalized in Germany. It was recognized that 75% of women were foreigners who have been trafficked because they are too poor.
Okay, for my second argument, I think that prostitution should be banned everywhere to prevent women from being able to think to earn his living by lowering such a level. There are a lot of desperate women who no longer see any other solutions to their future and thus will fall into prostitution. Instead of legalizing prostitution to enable them to earn a living, government should encourage these women to move to other jobs with organizations that will help them find other solutions. Government should also make them realize that they are human and that they have a minimum of respect to have for themselves. If these women have supports, they will no longer think to go in the streets to prostitute themselves, but they will make action to have a better future.
So in the beginning of your second argument, you said that the solution is to ban the prostitution, but some professors believe that it is unrealistic to believe in the possibility of eradicating prostitution. The Supreme Court itself recognized, stressing that there will always be poor women who, to make ends meet, will resort to prostitution. It's like poverty. If we want to limit prostitution, we must address its cause.
I think there should be other solutions for poor women, because if we legalize the prostitution, it will be the only solution they have left. But like Philippe said, the government should do other things than legalize prostitution to help them, like give them other jobs who will not make them look like objects and only give money to the government.
Yes, but to help them, we have to recognize them. So we have to say that they are some prostitute and we have to legalize that.
Yeah, but if we legalize it, women that have no money and no future career or other thing will first think to go in prostitution, and it is not good for them. Like we have to not legalize it to because if we legalize it, women will always think, okay, I have no future career, okay, I will go in prostitution, and that's not what we want. Like this goes with my third argument, which is that even women in a system of prostitution do not want prostitution legalized. In a 5-country study on sex trafficking done by the Coalition Against Trafficking in Women, most of the 146 women interviewed strongly state that prostitution shall not be legalized because it will create more risk and harm for women from the violence customers and pimps. Some women said, no way, it's not a profession, it is humiliating for us and it encourages violence for men. One woman says, prostitution stripped me and my life, my health, everything. Not one woman wants her children and family or friends to have to earn money by entering in the prostitution.
Some women choose to be prostitute, and she said that it's humiliate her. But if we choose to do that, we just prostitute for what they want. So they do what they want with her body, and she can try to do other things.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not what they really want. Like this is the only solution they have, so they go in prostitution to earn their life, not to because they want to, like they are obligated to.
Yes, but like you said that, but they are in this situation, so we have to help them, and the only solution is to legalize the prostitution.
Yeah,
I know that it's not the choice of every prostitute, but they are in this situation and we have to make something to help them.
Yes, I understand that we want to help them, but legalize will not change the fact that they are just they are just a toy for men that men can buy. Even illegal or legal doesn't change the fact that they give sexual service and they have to humiliate them, because the majority of prostitutes, it's not their choice. So we should do other things to help them that they will choose.
But maybe if we will legalize prostitution, the population will see the prostitute in a different way, like in a better way.
Yeah, but just
because
the
it
act,
will be a job.
just the act of prostitute yourself is not with our values today. Like this
You have
is,
to open your mind.
Yeah, but
Women have always fight for their rights, and I think that prostitution is like going down.
yeah,
We fight because we want to vote, we want to do like the man, but if we prostitute, we just accept that we are toys and that men can do anything, that can buy sex, even if they are married and they have children.
So in conclusion, legalization prostitution is a big debate, and they have many solutions to solve this problem. Thank you.